What is up, guys? This is the Sound Alchemist here with
Gershwan,
and we are here to let you guys know about
for the greater war. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us about Warhammer 40K or about anything really in life, just comment down below, put a question in front of your question, and we'll try to answer it to the best of our abilities.
Most of the time.
With that said, 11X Gaming left a question for us that was very intriguing. It said, if all the Thunder Warriors were executed by the first Space Marines, they weren't, how are there still rogue bands of them attacking like pirates? Alright, so first, and then you go on to say, also, fucking love you guys. Thanks. Watch almost all your vids. Thanks. And you've gotten me back into the universe of Warhammer after 8 years. 8-year break after all my stuff got stolen.
Ooh.
That's hurting.
That sucks, man. Because you get invested into this army, man. You put your money, your time, your skills, your
love
into it, so...
But yeah, so the Thunder Warriors were not destroyed by the Space Marines. There's a little gap between them. Thunder Warriors were destroyed by the Emperor of Mankind, and the way the story goes is that the Emperor, that the Thunder Warriors, like in the books or whatever, you're gonna read that the Emperor or the Thunder Warriors were completely destroyed in like some epic battle that was there. The reality is, no, they weren't all destroyed. There was a group of Thunder Warriors who were still alive that actually saw the destruction of their other brothers. The Thunder Warriors, after this great battle, were being killed off by Imperial agents because it was time to filter to the Space Marines. The Emperor's vision for the Thunder Warriors was over. He only needed them to unify Terra and win the Unification Wars. Once that was done, there's no need for them. So the Imperium actually killed them off. The group that stayed alive saw this, escaped, and started this pirate warband. So our Thunder Warriors still out there. Not 100% on their canon anymore, but yes, there's a pirate party of Thunder Warriors that you could add to your what do you call it?
Lore? Yeah,
your lore. You can use Adeptus Custodes.
Yeah.
But
they got that little hair thingy.
Yeah. Next question.
Shade 4023. If GW kills off Slanesh, would Malice or Malau take his spot?
Well, no. I was going to say yeah, but no, because I think the position of Malau or Malice was to show a counter chaos.
Right.
Counter chaos is the Emperor now.
Yeah, it was like a chaos faction that fought against chaos.
Yeah. I don't think that's ever going to happen too either.
Yeah, I doubt GW will kill off Slanesh, even though that's probably their least marketable, since it deals with like sex and whatnot. So.
Carson Kazmiri. Wouldn't black ships be extraordinarily dangerous to be on during warp jumps due to the fact that they are shit tons of psychers? Yes, and that is why black ships are extremely scary. Like whenever somebody encounters a black ship, it's like, oh shit, like we don't know if something's gonna jump out at us, we don't know what's gonna happen. But so if you don't know, a black ship is basically a ship owned by the Imperium that goes around the Imperium of Man collecting psychers to bring back to Terra to sacrifice for the Golden Throne. And they also just like, it's like the military arm of the Adeptus Astropathica? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's a lot of people on the black ships that are gnolls, or they're there to pacify psychic beings.
Right, kind of like blinks.
Mm-hmm. So that's how they protect themselves.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Marius Lazinski. Can a loyalist space marine change chapters? Yes and no. Usually if they do go from chapter to chapter, it's because they've joined the Death Watch. which is basically a culmination of a bunch of chapters into this Xenos elitist fighting force. But yeah, there has been times where a few, I guess, Space Marines have switched chapters, so to speak. It could be because of a feud, as like a terms of peace or like a treaty agreement, something like that.
Yep. I did a 40 Facts video on a specific Space Marine chapter that their neophytes, instead of going through the Scout reserve, or no, the Scout company, they get shipped out to different chapters to learn about the different chapters' tactics, and then they come back and they feed that information to their chapter. So
that's a really good idea.
Yes. Next question comes from Joe Kun. Is there a way to blend together warp entities? And if so, would it be beneficial for Chaos to mix together a greater demon from each of the Chaos gods in order to make a well-rounded monster on the battlefield? So I'm pretty sure the Chaos gods can do whatever they want.
Pretty much.
So they could do something like this. Is there one in the lore? No. Because if they need a demon Primarch, or if they need a greater demon, they just get a greater demon that's Chaos Undivided.
Mm-hmm.
Shared by everybody. Like child support. But worse for Nurgle.
Yeah. This one's by the homie Joseph Stalin. What? Would you bang a Necron?
I would clank
Oh.
a Necron.
Well, we better watch out for your nuts and bolts. But no, I would not.
Deck 822. Why have the Sisters of Battle have constant desire to burn everything? I don't know.
I wouldn't say it's constant.
Yes. Next question.
This one is by Bishop. Do you guys know of any cool stories of stranded guardsmen or space marines? Kind of like one guy on a hostile planet or a deserted planet.
The Lone Wolf in the Space Wolves Army. The Codex specifically states that that's what they are.
Mm-hmm. They are the sole survivor of their group or squad, whatever. And he's basically out there to avenge them. And he's got to do it by himself.
Basically like Beyonce, but less successful. So I guess the answer is Beyonce is probably a lone space marine. Next question comes from Bishop. That's easy. Yeah, it's a long one.
Oh.
I want to make a 2-part 40K diorama. One side set during the Horus Heresy. The second set during the 41st millennium. A traitor marine erecting a cairn of stone over the body of a fallen comrade. Then the same traitor marine returning to the grave 10,000 years later. It's awesome. It's really, really awesome.
The imagery is just...
A traitor marine erecting a stone over the... Okay. And what legion would be suitable? I don't want this to take place in Isvan 4, but a forest world which then becomes an arid desert 10,000 years later. What legion purged its loyalists before / after Isvan 4, or would fit these conditions? What legion? But you said it was a traitor legion or a traitor marine?
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Luna Wolves, I believe.
Yeah, the Luna Wolves, and you can set it into pretty much any forested area, because the Luna Wolves participated in the pacification of a lot of planets, many of which did have the vegetation that you're talking about.
Right. I mean, after all, they were being, guided by Horus, which was the War Master at one point before falling to Chaos.
So what would be interesting is that you're going to have the Luna Wolves colors in the first part of the diorama, which would be what, blue, right?
Oh, it's white.
Oh, it's white.
They're like white and black.
Yeah, and then then they'll have the standard Black Legion power armor, which would be pretty badass. Now, as far as like why it is that way, Horus Heresy burned all the flora and fauna.
Yeah.
Or another possible idea would be set it in the Ultima Segmentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a forested world and then a desert world or a ruined world reminds me of the Tyranid invasion. you would just have to find. I can't think of any traitor Space Marine Legion off the top of my head that was fighting in the Ultima Segmentum during that time. Or no, okay.
The word bearers.
Yeah, word bearers.
Mm-hmm.
Because the word bearers went to Calth, so they were fighting within the Ultima Segmentum.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Have a loyalist word bearer, you know, duking it out.
Yep. Even though I think you're going to see the better contrast between like the Black Legion and the Luna Wolves.
Or you could
power
even,
armor.
yeah, you could even do the Sons of Horus, which is kind of like a greenish shade.
Next question.
Goons Kude? Sorry if I butchered that. He's got 2 questions. The first is, why Lehman Russ tanks and Land Raiders still use low-tech World War I tank track systems? Yeah, that's true.
Age of Strife. Age of Strife really destroyed the ability for the Imperium to expand on their technology, which is why they're not like the Tau.
Or like the Adeptus Custodes, who have like freaking, what is it, like gravity tanks and shit.
Yep.
Second question, if a Tyranid Hive Fleet invades Earth right now, how long do you think we can survive?
Right now, like, I've read in the lore of planets falling to a Tyranid invasion within minutes.
Yeah, and that's probably what will happen. We have no outside defense, like no
Fleet.
Yeah, there's no starships surrounding us, protecting us. We don't have like what are those things that Dorn built, like satellites that shoot like.
I forget what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those things. So yeah, we'll get wrecked pretty bad.
Yeah. Carnex asks, what would Big E think of the Primaris Marines? You know.
I mean, they're Marines and they're helping his cause, so I guess he'll be alright.
Yeah.
He'll just be like, I don't like you, but I'll deal with you.
He has a second question. If the new Primaris Marines are from the gene seed of their chapter, what about the chapter that don't have a record of their Primarchs? So, from what I understand, they're not. They're just like auxiliary to a chapter, right? They're not actually born on Fenris or stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Dragon Punch 903. This one's for Goish. Will you ever finish your armies so we can finally see them?
No. Because life doesn't give me enough time.
It just grabs you by the sack and it keeps on twisting.
If only we had 48-hour days and 7 days a week, then maybe I would be able to get stuff done, but I don't. So never. I am going to put out a 40 facts video on our OMS army.
Oh yeah.
I found the box.
Nice. That's nice when we find boxes.
Mechanicus TV says, or asks, how can Caw create different patterns of bolter rifle, tanks, etc. from nothing without an STC? Is this not heretical? Is this enough to suggest he might be a logician?
Probably not.
No, but so a lot of it is through like what people would consider as heresy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are found that are not STC, so they do not come from humans, but Xenos, and then they say, oh look, we found this new technology, it came from the STC. Where's the STC? Yeah, don't worry about that. Just take the technology.
Right.
Yeah. Next question.
All Might, if you could bring in a Warhammer Fantasy or Age of Sigmar faction in the 40K, who would it be and why?
The Skaven.
Ooh, rats.
Rats.
The Sylvaneth, trees. So let's bring some rats and trees.
That's gonna be boring. I'm just kidding. No, it's gonna be pretty boring.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of rats with guns.
Just a bunch of trees with bark.
Last question.
This last one is by HVS. Have the Tyranids encountered any Chaos factions yet? And if so, please do a 40 facts on it.
We will. So by the time this airs, we have already put out the 40 facts on Eldar versus Tyranids. We will do a Chaos versus Tyranids.
Yeah, because that seems really, really awesome since Chaos gets a lot of their powers from the Warp. So what does the Shadow of the Warp do to these Chaos Marines.
Yep. Those were the questions for this week. Thank you so much for sending them our way. If you want us to answer your question, comment down below.
That's right. We do this 3 times a week. So if we didn't answer your question today, type it away once again, and we may get to it next week or the following day. Depends on when you're watching this, or maybe it's been years and it doesn't prove any relevance at all.
Exactly.
But as always, guys, he is
Gersh1.
I'm the Sound Alchemist. We are One Mind Syndicate, and we are out of here.